Sometimes we have to think outside the box. We have to think.
The lands are owned by the township of Langley, and they decided to sell them in order to raise money to build a recreation center in a neighboring town called Aldergrove.
And the one way we have to raise money for it, and there's different ways we can raise money. One way is to sell some of the lands that we have in the township that we're not using and raise some capital that way. The other way is we could raise taxes. The other way we could look for government grants. The W.O.L.F group, what they did is they provided us with a letter of intent to purchase the land.
W.O.L.F signed a contract with the township to buy this place for $3 million, but the deadline is the 17th of December.
We have to look for some way of financing some of these projects.
Fundraising is just really slow. To really do it, you need to have deep pockets. And the kind of people, conservancy groups like Nature Conservancy or Land Conservancy that would be interested are either broke or they don't take 3 months to decide. They take a year to decide and raise money at the very least. On Monday, there's going to be a council meeting, and we're going to go to them and strongly insist that they do what is right, and at the very least, give us an extension on the deadline.
Tonight, I am appealing to you to revisit your earlier decision to sell the land in light of new information that was not available when you made the original decision.
Now, I'm going to rush through this a little bit more than I wanted to because I just received, before coming here tonight, a letter from the BC Ministry of Environment that I think sums up all the other biological information that I'm about to present to you.
McLellan Park may be home to endangered species, particularly Pacific water shrew, red-legged frog, and Oregon spotted frog, and other wildlife including owls, of which pellets have been found. Also squirrels, spotted towies, winter wrens, chickadees, red-shafted flickers, and woodpeckers.
Biodiversity values is recognized as a high priority for the province. Land unit planning was an important component of the Forest and Range Practices Act and Forest Practices Code of BC.
We, the people of Langley, should not have to raise $3 million to buy back land we already own.
After the meeting, they convened and decided to defer the deadline, which shows that some of them at least must have realized that people really do care about this in this community, and that they are obligated to look at the new ecological reports and the recommendations of the ministry.
There are a number of species at risk that this forest has habitat for. A species at risk means species whose numbers have so crashed, population-wise, that they may not continue to exist, or they may not continue to exist in Canada.
Age of the tree has been estimated as anywhere from 250. We've been saying 200 years old.
Over the past 2 weeks, about 200 poets from all over Canada and beyond sent in poems to be placed in the forest in hope that their words will help you see the forest through new eyes. This event, called the Han Shan Poetry Project, named after an ancient Chinese sage who hung poems in the forest in the Tang Dynasty, I organized an Art in the Forest Day on October 28th, where artists, ecologists, students, children, and the public gathered to celebrate the forest. Shortly afterward, about 160 students from the Langley Fine Arts School poured out of buses on a field trip to the forest to do their art, and now have a photo show you can view at the Watershed Cafe in Walnut Grove.
She wandered the forest like a tumbleweed across the desert. Barefoot, she felt every tiny life between her toes, illustrating the whole world in all its beauty and perfect silence. only stopping for the snap of a broken twig. The lull of civilization drones on in her peripheral vision, but she won't bat an eyelash. She'll let the clear cutter's culture fall from her mind onto her cheek, because good intentions are just a pipe dream when clear cut is reality. She won't understand. She won't know what to say. Lost and desperate, she'll look at the shell of the place she once loved. And when her grandkids come, years from now, they'll pull at her pant leg, eyes wide with wonder, and they'll ask. She'll watch the forest fires burn in their eyes, heart broken by what didn't happen. Grandma, tell us again. Grandma, tell us about the forests. She'll pat their heads and kiss their cheeks and say, hush now, there's no such thing.